times when people get angry, they tend to do actions and say things that they didn't mean, and this in turn makes them feel a lot of shame for themselves. So next time, either what they do is they suppress that anger to the point it bottles up and then bursts out, or they just say things at that spurt of moment and just say, hey, I was mad, so I did this, to justify it. Oops. So both the ways to deal with it are not healthy emotional regulation, and here's how to healthily emotionally regulate your anger. So basically, the first step is understanding anger. Now, what is anger? Anger is not necessarily a negative emotion, because it usually comes when you feel the need to protect or defend yourself in some way or the other, either emotionally, physically, mentally, anyway. You know, when you feel like threatened, that's when it comes. So it's a good emotion, but it tends to have negative effects if not dealt properly. You need to understand in the situation why you're feeling angry. So at times, thing is, I used to do the same thing when I used to be angry. I used to say hurtful things, and I used to be like, why am I doing this? Like, I don't like what I'm saying, I don't mean what I'm saying, I don't want to hurt the other person, yet when I'm angry, I'm ending up like hurting people. I don't want to do that. So then what I did was, the next time I was mad, I tried to observe my thoughts, observe my feelings actually. So it's like you need a little bit of self-awareness to be able to do this, because at that moment of time you need to be aware that, okay, wait, right now I'm getting angry and I need to think and face why I'm feeling angry, you know, because a lot of times when the anger comes, you just don't even think about this, you just do stuff. So you need to remind yourself that, wait, right now I'm angry and I need to see why I'm angry. So you get to the depth of that situation. And I realized when I'm mad because I want the other person to understand me, and I feel like they're failing to understand me. So I say things and do things because I'm like, why doesn't this person understand me? Like, this is not good. They're not safe or whatever at that moment of time. So next time, what I started doing consciously every single time I was mad, I tried to frame my words into what made the person understand me. And if I was like feeling like, oh my god, I don't feel like I can control all this anymore, I would just leave the situation, which I know is not the best way to deal with it, but it helped. So I started doing this consciously. And then when I used to come to my room, right, I used to think about what I want, and then I would take action towards that instead of doing things irrationally. So this is what you do. You're mad, you observe, okay, why am I mad? What is making me mad? What is my main goal of being mad and angry and saying hurtful things? Then you're like, okay, this is my goal. For example, my goal is making the person understand me. So I said I need to frame my words in this way to have this as the outcome. And I need to restrict going under the belt, saying any hurtful things. Okay, so you say, okay, this is a no-no. I cannot do this. This is what I'm supposed to do, and this is my goal. That's what you're supposed to do. And if anytime you feel like you're going past your goal, you can't control it, you leave the conversation. It's better to be quiet than say something you don't mean or you don't feel. Okay? And as you repeat this consciously a lot of times, you get used to it. It becomes a habit. And then you start doing this unconsciously. And after a point, I realized even when I was mad or annoyed, I didn't even have the urges to say things or do things, you know? That goes away. And it takes time, it takes practice, but once you start, you can keep going, because unless you start, you're not gonna get anywhere. And if you start, that's when you create the possibility of going at least somewhere with it.